Hi, beautiful people. My name is Mark Gordon. Tom, yeah, it's an English name, Mark Gordon. I'm also Mugasha, I'm a Singuzi, I'm Ugandan. I also go by the slam poet. The words that brought me to this art form are words I found on YouTube by a poet from Def Jam Poetry called Daniel Beatty. The poem is called Knock Knock, and I'll just paraphrase the words that actually changed and inspired my journey, and I hope somehow they'll inspire you as well. My set is going to be a little bit of a prose conversation and some poems that are prepared for you, and I hope you have a good time. So please, let's just go straight to it. Papa, come home. Come back home because I miss you. I miss you waking up in the morning and telling me that you love me. Papa, come home. Come home because there's things that I don't know and I thought maybe you would teach me. You will teach me how to dribble a ball. You will teach me how to shake. You will teach me how to walk. You will teach me how to talk to a lady. Papa, come home. And for years, for 25 years, he never came home. And so I wrote these words as I tried to heal, as I tried to father myself, as I tried to think up of a father who says the words my father did not say, dear son. I'm sorry I never came home. For every lesson I failed to teach, here these words. Shave in one direction with strong deliberate strokes to avoid irritation. Dribble the pages with the brilliance of your ballpoint pen. Walk like a god, and your goddess will come to you. No longer will I be there to knock on your door, so you must learn to knock on yourself. Knock down the doors of opportunity that I could not. Knock down the doors of racism and poverty that God, the men in these cells, knock down for yourself. For as long as you are free, these prison gates cannot hold my spirit. Knock with the knowledge that you are my son, but you are not my choices. Yes. We are our father's sons and daughters, but we are not their choices. Despite their absence, we are still here, still alive, with the power to change this world one little boy and girl at a time. So, knock, who's there? We are. I found these words on YouTube. And I was like, that's my story. I never grew up with my father. And it was amazing how words can be so universal and so true. And so I started performing this poem to teach oratory, to teach my own story, to also find my purpose. And it changed me. And my journey is a Kwivuga journey. It is a lessons of many experiences. And I'm here to share with you these words, but at the same time to honor Nunu, my friend and sister, for making this happen. Thank you so much, Nunu. This is a journey of ups and downs, pain and sorrow. It's been crazy, but we are here. And the ladies in the poetry community, you are amazing. And we the men here, we also honor you because we understand and realize the service. So thank you, our beautiful audience. And because this is a poetry show, I'll share just a few poems that are part of my journey, and allow me pay justice to the page so that I don't over ad-lib. There is a lady called Beverly Nambozo. She curated some time back the Kampala Poetry Anthology. And yeah, sometimes that's the English I speak when I'm in Rwanda, so I forget when I'm in Kampala. Bear with me. So Beverly curated the Kampala Anthology, and she requested for people to submit poems, and I thought a poem about my favorite meal, and the state Kampala was in at the time. It's called Rolled Eggs. Wondering where the true taste of Kampala lies? It's not in the gossip columns on the streets of men of God in bombastic suits, of politicians in Cantabaras monster rides. No flashy tycoons and slave queens in clear high heels, wondering where the true taste of Kampala lies. It's not in the nightlife, potholes and wicked concerts, betting on betting, trolling on trolling, Facebook and TikTok, elections and selections, running for office and survival. Still wondering where the true taste of Kampala lies? It's actually not in the music, the renditions and the old school beats. Stop that unwarranted search. I have unearthed where Kampala's taste hides. It's in every diced onion, sliced tomato, cut cabbage, and chopped green pepper. It's in their whole union on a hot pan with 1 or 2 chapatis and rolled eggs. Yes, you have not known the true taste of Kampala until you've held in your hand something more precious than your silver watch, a one-day Rolex. As I dedicate these words, I also celebrate all the ladies that have actually supported this journey and can see me for the spaces and the love. Rachel, wherever you are at. There are many other ladies that you may not know of. Laura Biaranga, who helped Open Mic be a beam in the poetry community. Caroline, Maritza, Roshan Kamali from Poetry in Session, Ife, Diana Visi from Spoken Word, Randa. Yo, everybody, let's give it up one more time for that lady. She's amazing. If she tells you every month she does this, that's what she does. So this is a dedication to all the beautiful ladies that have supported this journey. It's called To a Female Poet. How do you say I love you to a female poet? Do you mumble like a hired street preacher? Do you quote difficult words from Michael West? Do you proclaim to run like Kanye West? Do you blame all your exes like Taylor Swift? Or do you ask for more like Oliver Twist? How do you write to a book? How do you say I love you to a female poet? How do you impress a goddess of words? How do you express eloquence to one whose being is coated in opulence? Did you hear that? How do you profess, how do you confess love to love? How do you showcase such a feeling in its simplistic and explicit self to the Queen of Hearts? How do you sweep her off her feet in refined pen, lines only elite minds and fathom? How do you say I love you to a female poet? How do you sing for a singer? How do you sing for a song? How do you say I love you to one whose middle name is poetry? How do you start? How do you stop?
Buy her a Rolex.
Nice one. Forgive my props. I'm a practitioner of page to stage. My goodness. Tom, don't wink at my date. I'm kidding, bro. Kidding. Alright, this is my last piece, I promise. But as I share this piece, how many love basketball? Basketball fans in the house? Yeah. Who's the coach? MJ LeBron. Who? Steph? Who? In a special way, ladies and gentlemen, I'm a spoken word artist, poet, but also I dabble in events. I call myself someone who serves tea. I love talent, experiential events, and creating beautiful experiences for the audience. I understand the difficulty of putting up an event. And for Malembe lifestyle to believe in Kwivuga, let's make some noise for Malembe, everybody. Thank you so much, the team. You are amazing. And we're going to give you the best of us. Now let's dim back. This last piece is called This Is It. It was the time when I was trying to define this art form that I'm in love with, I'm passionate about. Will it make money? Will I be myself? Will I discover my journey? So this is my definition of this. This is your heart racing. Pounds like a crossover dribble with 30 seconds left. Can you hear it? Can you feel it? Can you find it? Boom. Bam. It is maybe many stories untold, loud silence over patiently waiting audience for a punchline, annoying commercials. What's next? The rush hour, traffic jam, that royal wedding, the internet of things. This is. Can't seem to put my finger on it. I see it, I know it, it's here, it's there, it's you, it's me. It's around us. It's like the sound of a Mustang. Okay, a Subaru on a freeway. It's giving vibes on vibes, right? It's one love, and you can't stop its reggae. This is like jumping up in the air, running while screaming at the top of your voice, like playing in the rain, like the release of the latest GTA, like the guilt pleasure of PDA, like coming home after the last exam, like skydiving, like quad biking, like border riding, like freestyle rapping. It's like magic, it's like medicine, it's everything. I have no idea what it is yet, but I love it, and somehow it finds its way to love me back. It's the universe working in your favor. It's the stars dancing, the sky falling, the moon mourning. This is that family meal in December for Christmas. The Happy New Year that wasn't so happy. The repeated resolutions list from before. This is a horrible heartbreak. A burnt book. A lost cause. A failed course. This is your mind, the inside, the thought process, the thinking structure, the heartbeats, the heartstrings. This is Gucci. It's Prada. It's brands. It's Zenson. It's the last king of Scotland and the sad story. It is sometime in April. That hotel in Rwanda. It's Wakanda. The birth of a king. It is film. It's dance. It is theater. It's innocence. It's laughter. It's Victoria and her secret. This is LeBron's This is LeBron's rebound on a free throw. A hero's comeback. That word called Reese. It's the way that she left, the sorry excuse of a friend. It's a lame dashing teen, a bended paycheck, a delayed verdict. This is the air you breathe, the day you were born. The way you walk and talk, the way you find love or position yourself for love to find you. This is Michael Jordan at The Last Dance, MJ with the moonwalk, Mother Teresa giving, Clinton forgiven. It's Nelson Mandela with one day to freedom. This is Gandhi simply walking. Akibua at the finish line. Martin Luther at the balcony staring freedom in the eye. It is Malcolm X out. It's Oprah's defining moment, Adele's faith in men. Taylor's pen. This is the love at first sight and any other sight. This is Christ at the cross, still praying. It's that thief that made it to heaven. It's Esther before the king. It is a sort of realization, the dawn of an intellectual civilization. It is slam poetry. This is it.
Gentlemen, my name is Kookie. Congratulations to Kwivuga upon this achievement. These are journeys that we walk. And I'm going to be performing two poems for you tonight with my friend Kajumu Joshua, the rap poet, but tonight I think is the percussionist poet. And the first poem is entitled How I Grew Up. And the second one is entitled But Why Am I Telling You This in English? Yeah. Well, so the dream was always to be a lawyer. And we got there, we got the degrees. But the first time I walked into the National Theatre and I watched a poetry show, I knew that that is what I always dreamt to do with my law. Yeah, I was a dreamer as a kid, reading all those novels and watching all those movies, you know, Atticus Finch in To Kill a Mockingbird. So many characters that I looked up to. The idea of just using the spoken word to influence society positively. And I'm sorry I didn't find that in the lecture rooms. I sort of found that on the stage. And from the moment I walked into the hall as a lawyer, I walked out wanting to be a poet. And I'm glad that I've been able to do that for myself. So The first poem is entitled, like I said, How I Grew Up. I picked my eyes from light. I picked my sight from darkness. I picked my hearing from street car park noises. I picked my smell from my father's feet and his walking shoes. I picked my face from shadows. I blindfolded and knocked down many times. I picked my reflection from ashtrays of smoked histories hidden under deathbeds of missed memories. I picked my civilization from monkeys in trees, and I picked my attitude from sovereign polar bears living in skyscrapers overseas. I picked my tongue from a brainwashed teacher. I picked my degree from a brainwashing factory of underpaid, unemployed employees who auction street strikes walking to work. I hear they ask sex for marks to pay school fees. I picked my degree from a brainwashing factory. I picked my degree from a brainwashing factory. I picked my mother hiding from her ancestors in the Garden of Eden, and I picked my brother from Benjuanuka Street, Luhum Street, Miguel Street, waiting for God's Son to prove eternal life was not just an empty street. I picked my brother's tears from the rain, ready to wash his hopes away. I picked his face and said, it will be okay. I picked my name from necromancers arguing for my touch. I picked my virginity, resisting disease, hiding in a supermarket across Temptation Street. I picked my masculinity, learning to play cricket. I picked my poetry from a beggar at a really cheap price and almost lost it to a pickpocket. I picked my first song from birds warning me, watch out child, politicians are fools and patriarchs are mostly colonial tools. I picked my first pen playing with bad spellers at crevices. My notebooks where antlers grew like pimples under underwears. Understand, I picked my first teeth, suckling guavas. Tell me what that means in dreams, where cheetahs feed on grass and lambs nourish on human blood. I picked my first irony from a farmer who sowed the mustard seed and planted his crown in my political space. Now he thinks I'm his animal feed. I picked my first footsteps, learning to run away from deceit and thinking of darkness. What else could I see? I picked my first questions, questioning defeat, questioning, but why do humans compete? I picked my first lessons, learning to take defeat. I repeat, I am learning to take defeat. I repeat, I am learning to take defeat. I repeat, I am learning to take defeat. Thank you so much. I wrote that poem when I was in those moments where I was trying to ask myself, who am I? And what am I trying to do? So the next poem, I don't know, but for me as an artist, the question of language is really big. So one time, I went to visit my grandmother, deep in Busoga, and she asked me, so Kakai, I'm told you stopped being a lawyer, so what do you do? And I really struggled to find a way of explaining to her what poetry is, you know? And from that moment, my education sort of embarrassed me. I said to myself, what does it mean for me to be a poet if I can't even explain what poetry is to my grandmother? And so I wrote this poem in that spirit, trying to explain to my audience why I recite poetry in English. But why am I telling you this in English? Bom bom bom, botimbo, bolera, bom bom bom. bolera bolina mana bombo bolera tiaka ike bombo bolera okuba kobera bombo bolera chika change bombo bolera chambaba bombo bolera mwise mukose bombo bolera chamama bombo bolera mwise ngobi bombo bolera bombo bombo timbo bolera bombo bombo timbo bolera bombo bombo timbo bolera bombo bombo timbo. Sadness is knowing you, knowing the meaning of my bum 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 long after I am gone to live in my Mugaide tree. And if you do not consult me now, I shall remain silent in my death. For how can we speak of positivity in a country that was designed to favor disintegrity? How can we taste nationalism when it is sugar-coated with Commonwealth initiatives? How can we speak of blackness, of Africanness, when we have not followed the Sankofa? Look backwards. The widow is coming to Kampala, being driven by the driver of building the nation. And both are complaining to each other in their subject matters. And none speaks with positivity because they know negativity plus negativity equals sadness. Is we always allowing politics to play pusu with our lives, yet we did not accept to play its game. Sadness is you not knowing what you have to do, what you see, and what you feel, and what you hear, and what you smell, and what you fear, because you fear what you will become to save yourself from drowning in the shadows of Timothy Wambusa's step is my shepherd. I shall not wait on an empty stomach. Sadness is me not knowing what I need to know who I am. Regardez-moi. Sadness is me not knowing what I need to know who I am. But why am I telling you this in English? To say that I recognize my own negativity from as far as A for apple, B for ball, C for cat, D for dog, A for apple, B for ball, C for cat, D for dog. The days have aged, but nothing changes. Franz Fanon is still a foreigner here. The Constitution, our national law, is official in English. People, the Constitution, our national law, is official in the language of our colonizer. And yet, the winds on the beach, on the coast, under the cashew boughs, in my ears, they keep blowing. Come on, Kagai! Accept it! English! You grew up with it! I should eat in a Rolex of orange while thanking my own negativity for preserving the self-heritage I feel within me. Preserving me within it. But why am I even telling you this in English?
But no, in all seriousness, what I'm going to present to you today is really, I guess, the development of someone who was sitting and reciting poetry to their friends and with their peers and with like friends like Mark and Peter and Jason who know how to support like fellow artists. And then you add Nunu who's like, go and shine, you know? And these are the things that inspired me to make a whole album of my poetry. I'm not on stage by myself. This man in the shadow here, Wana, is my producer. So he's as much a part of this performance as much as he's trying to hide behind his hat. So I really hope you enjoy what we've made, and I really hope we can be an example of what it means to be a poet that wants to be a poet every day of their life. Every second, every minute, I just want to say all the things we're too afraid of, and yeah, hopefully you like it and we chill the energy down a little bit. So we know how we want to make you feel today. So we're going to ask you to just chill out your vibe, have a little listening here, and let me take you on just a little journey that is part of all of our journeys, I hope. You're alone in this world. No one told you. Struggled through room doors, only they didn't revolve. And you didn't evolve quickly enough to dive back in and breathe underwater. The ocean emptied in a second, and you were turned out. What is mother? This moniker that is so haphazardly announced at birth. Not yours, theirs. A sort of noose or string that slips over the neck of a woman already tired from labor, but mainly from the repetitive patriarchy that's been bringing her down her whole life. Time after time, either giving them a label they don't want, or forcing them to defend the whys and the reasons behind the do, or just ignoring them, making them invisible to the point of pain, or so visible we scream internally every time you look at us, Mother. Thanks for another label of abbreviation, another label of expectation, Mum. I'm sick of being abbreviated. Got a job I never applied for, or I'm a whore. You take this name, this word, and we force her into things. She still can't fit into her own skin. Now, put her in faux fur, Mother, she's dying inside, suffocating on your design. Step up or step out. But it's not either or. It's not multiple choice. You can't choose what they prescribed you to be for. For he, for she, for they. But in the end, they don't stay. Just lock the doors behind themselves on the way out. Womb emptied, now pregnant with expectation, but longing to feel hollow. You cut one cord and its spirit loops across your chest, a spiritual asthma attack. Then your abdomen screeches in pain, whether you want them or not, it's exactly the same. Today, you became a mother. Sit in the pain, never to be the same, never to reclaim your name. Watch doctors get titled MD, PhD, GMVQ. Where's my title and power to be? To the mothers who taught us to put water in our mouths to prove our morals. To lay ourselves bare before men to fulfill our wanton wombs, but speak not of our wanton stomachs. To stand with men whose only consistency is the determination to rule blood and bones with vanity and ego. You're drowning your daughters in your sins. You put assumptions on her abdomen like a stack of bricks on her chest. She is never going to be her best, even if she wanted to be. Pity and a call is all you spew. It doesn't matter how nice the words seem to you. Fake it till you make it, but drown it. Because making it isn't something anyone ever expected you to do. The first one is called First House, and the second is called Wash Your Mouth Out. The next piece I'm going to do is, have you ever said something that you don't mean, but it's like, but once you said it, it's like it flies out of your mouth and you can't take it back, and there are all these consequences, and you just want your tender little heart to make it all better, but it can't, because you have to change, right? And change and transformation are such like difficult places. So I thought I'd write a poem about just that moment and how sometimes we can just change entire generations by the words we say and how they hurt, you know? And yeah, it's about that thing you say that you can't take back, you know? And that's hard for the person saying it, and it's hard for the person receiving it, and I think probably been on both ends. So this is how it goes down sometimes, which is also the title of my EP that's going to come out at the end of December. Where did the wind go? To blow away your words. Poetry turned foe, and you left me to the breeze. I blew away. The sun rose another day. The moon cried in the sky, bled tears so deep that rivers formed behind. And the valleys parted the way between us. to leave this rift alley. We stood on the two sides wondering, how did the gap become so far? The wound so deep? How did civilizations grow beneath our peaks? Tribes formed to make tribes. Still, we stared, without moving, unmoved, but wanting. Praying to the skies, crying into the crops, that one day we might re-meet. But how do two mountains kiss? The valley now carries our cries. Our children's children carry our demise. Longing, yearning, always wondering why. Never to know the depths. Story. I don't know if you've ever felt like that. I also want to talk about my wonderful musicians who created this little kind of journey with me. Maybe I've recited it too fast. Yes, that's how it goes down. Okay, I have one more piece for you, and I thought let's jump out of all that, parent issues, sibling issues, friend issues, mothering issues, and see another side of me, which I think is a little bit more, I don't know, is romance the word? Maybe intimacy is the correct word. So my final piece, this is my final piece, and it's a piece called Euphoria, and it's about the moment after the moment where everyone is happy and we're telling ourselves emotional fibs, let's say, or just enjoying the afterglow of it all. So this is Euphoria, or my idea of it. Blissful abyss. Stop half-hearted and dip toes into hot springs. Night dance into mindless whispers. Slur words into blurred lines and make fairy tale picture books there. Wrap strong hands around fragile bodies. Emit heat, slow spreading into metaphoric cocoons, feign safety. Love me immortal, second heaven, kiss me, cloud minds and spirit with hazy well wishes. Me with invisible babes, roll eyes back into dreamlands and melt reality with fantasy. Relax and let your lungs deflate into rib cages, becoming Play-Doh putty versions of us, breathing through osmosis. Moist lips consummate, and we evaporate into each other's skin. Keep me here, in the bandages of euphoria, where lullabies sweep over reality and tickle the fringes of insanity into revelation. Sweet, sweet, sweet euphoria. To Nunu, because we really, like, I think like somehow it's easy to stand up here and like really take this in, but no one knows how much work it's taken for her to really get myself, like, you know, the Myth, Lillian, Babaluku, these people love to be on stage, eh? Oh my gosh, you're good at it, you finesse it, it's amazing. But for the poets, sometimes it's like, let me just pack my heart and soul in a little page, and then let me walk up here, and then let me give you a little piece of it. And so I just want to say thank you so much to Nunu, because this is truly, truly my favorite Kwivuga. Thank you.
My name is Jason Ntaro, poet, storyteller, and all those things, and a human being. So, because of what we're celebrating today, I'll start with the first poem I ever did at Kwivuga, and then I'll keep on going on to different poems. Welcome. Bang, bang, crack, another broken bone, broken back, broken heart, and broken soul. But that pain is bearable when you're in love, or so she was told. You see, she believed someday it would change, but change will come as soon as she expects it. And so she stands strong and hands-on, even when this means cheap. And now hues of red, black, and blue fill her eyes, and those petals for lips that he once said he adored now tell stories of gore. And now 3 years, 2 months, and 5 days. 3 years, 2 months, and 5 days, and things are still the same. Only today, only today, only today, he comes home with a different smell. You see, she was used to the usual smell of booze and spit, but this time he stunk of Jezebel juice and shit, and she just could not contain it. You can hit me, rape me, and break my bones, but never ever bring another woman into my home, she said. You can hit me, rape me, and break my bones, but never ever bring another woman into my home, she said. And now 3 years, 2 months, and 5 days, and those were her last words. Thank you. The poem is called Streams of Sensual Bliss. I am behind you. I am behind you. Can you feel my teeth gently bite on your shoulder? My breath on the back of your neck? My fingers tracing its nape? Can you feel my other around your waist? I am behind you. Do you feel my fingers run along your arm from shoulder down? Do you feel my fingers weave with yours, bringing them up to cup your breasts that sit there perfectly in my chest? Can you feel my chest rise and fall with yours? My heart thud at your back? Can you feel my heat rise as I press close against you? Do you want my body to be a part of you? My hardness. Do you want my hardness to slice through your tension, to melt you? That is my intention. To weaken your eyelids, set my shut, to touch your lips for a taste of my kiss, and call wetness to the others. My intention is this. Now only body sounds of ecstasy fill this room. A cocoon of blissful speak, whispers, murmurs, cries muffled in pillows. I want all of you. I want every inch of skin that stretches over your body. I want to look deep, deep, deep in your eyes while I feed your eager wiles, to paint the walls with the dark of our shadows. I want to unwrap you of your cover, lay you down gently and hover my sight over you, my fingers. My fingers. My fingers will bristle over your skin my canvas, and goosebump your skin like wind does on a cold night, yet leaving you burning, yearning, yearning for more. Only a cocoon of blissful speak, whispers, murmurs, cries muffled in pillows, whispers, murmurs, cries muffled in pillows, streams of sensual bliss. You and I both want this, to kiss and kiss and kiss and kiss. Slow rocking like a boat on calm seas, you and me, sensual infinity. Now slowly the pace picks like rains falling from the sky's peak. She speaks, no, she whisper moans my name. It is hard. It is hard. It is hard for me to refrain, to restrain, to frame these words and this action that derails my train of thought. I get caught in a red room hot, untighten those thighs. Let me help you realize the size of my supplies. Hands on body, lips on lips, no, not those lips, those below your hips. Let me kiss your lips major and minor, make you moan a melody as your urges urgently beg to be purged, burning. Let me rise your burning desire with the fire of mine, fitting together like 6 and 9, burning both you and me, a perfect sequence of Fibonacci. Pumping, hearts rushing, blood urges surging, bodies swirling, dyers exploding, streams of sexual bliss. You and I both want this, to kiss and kiss and kiss and kiss.
We actually made it here. We made it to Serena Hotel. So before I start, my name is Kwivuga King for those who don't know me. I am, as she said, a poet, but I ventured into music later in hip-hop and dancehall, Afrobeats. I just went all out. Thank you. So yeah, I want to dedicate this performance to one person in the crowd, actually. Diana, she's... Yeah. You see, back in 2017, I knew I had a fire in me. I wanted to write, I knew I wanted to perform, but I didn't have a place or anywhere to go and put my poems out there. And she has this amazing platform called Spoken Word Rwanda. And I went there, really, I didn't think I was going to perform, you know, and then they told me, here, if you want to perform, even though you were not on the list, you can just pull up and perform. And that's why I started performing, and years after, I've performed in West Africa, I've performed in Europe, I'm about to perform in North and South America, and this is all thanks to her for giving me that platform. So, one round of applause. I'm gonna do a couple of poems, and we're going to just do some music after that, so I hope you really enjoy. One more thing, just something we do together. When I say may I, can you please say speak? May I? Speak. May I ndatambuka bakagira bati dore cya cyana cya kivumbi cya cyana icyo ntazi icyana cyarinzwe n'ivumbi n'icyicaro iwabo gikunda agasozi ngo ni cya cyana cy'ingeso mbi n'icyogosha gifite ibisatsi nkeka ari ikijura kinasa nabi ngo cyahunze iwabo ngo kinanywa ibitabi ngo ni cya cyana ngo ni cya cyana cy'ingeso mbi nticyogosha kirirwa mu bitagenda bivana bijya hariya. But you see, my appearance makes you judge. By your actions make me laugh. See, the biggest criminals don't wear tattoos and dreadlocks. They're smart people, they wear suit and ties. See, I've got the doubt, I've been told lies. Every time I try to stay quiet, don't say a word. They painted black what I love. Told me the black was bad, that's why I must stick with what I love. Thug life like two. Ngo ni cya cyana yego nicyo cya cyana cyataye indero ni cya cyana cyataye umuco oyandi cya cyana cyabuze umuco mukurege musange Yesu uyu niwo batuzaniye twarayobotse twarakurikiye ariko mu kuvuga abandi twabaye abambere bagira bati wacyana we ntabwo ujya wumva wataye indero nta muco ugira. Then I'm confused and I'm like, what? How can I lose something that I didn't have? See, I never lost it because I never had it. I never lost it because I don't even know it. So every time you tell me what time there, what time yes, what time mucho, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm going to give them the Please hear me out. See, I was born in the post-colonial era, and that means my culture was no longer pure. Where we had a king, there's now a president. Even the residents speak foreign languages. Wow, see, my culture is informal. We live in a formal world now, and that is education. Maybe my complication is that I'm lost in the translations. Nobody likes the old styles. Welcome to civilization, they say. Wow, but I wish I was born before. I learned the culture on my own. Drink the milk and see the clothes, the hairstyles, the way they talk. Advice to their sons, how daughters made wives and how wives made moms, and then I could feel at home at last, but then I asked, when each chana chijizi chirasta, yeah, them down know them respect the patwa. What the Ross with my niggas bomb up like them Babylon. I'm a house 18 Chris, but my people them talk a lot, but me and mind my business. Little moment too wicked at the game, me pass a me rasta and around with me a stage Ja, Rastafari, I even an open mind. The world never changes angles, I'm ever ready, let it come. Stay true like I've always done. The truth, the lies, the good and the bad. See, I have seen a lot, and that's why sometimes I write here, sometimes in the cha-cha. The cha-cha na bataziyo chiva. Cha-cha na bataziyo chiva. Icyacana batazi uko kirya n'icyacana batazi iyo kiva gusa birabashimisha kukivuga birabashimisha kucyandagaza ni icyacana. Thank you. You guys are a nice audience. This next poem it's called Hakuna Matata. Let me see if we still remember it. May I? May I? May I? Hakuna Matata. What a wonderful phrase. It means no worries for the rest of our days. But as much as I would like to live problem-free, I still have a lot on my plate. I refuse to showcase a fake face. In a different style, I choose to write the script to my play. And Hakuna Matata is a statement I believe most of us cannot really say. Please hear me out. See, I'm not being a pessimist. No, I'm more of a journalist. See, for the longest time, our generations didn't communicate on how to perceive the white man and break down the pattern. A pattern that started with explorers. Abaje Kwivuga Kadede. Some self-sponsored, they drew inch by inch our continent, named our lakes, rivers, and mountains like Mount Speak, Mount Alba, Lake Victoria. It took them a long time to sound out our languages. And then the missionaries. You see, they came to civilize, commercialize, and then Christianize. See, it was important to justify the supremacy of the white man, that we are meant to be slaves, we the lost children of Ham. We cannot think for ourselves that we are cake and barbaric. The only way to save our poor souls is to make them white, holy, Christian. And it worked. See, Gwabujiri Nyirarumaga, our parents to Jean Dutier and Jean Baptiste. In another household, we have Hassan and Rahma. Over the years, Jean Baptiste meets Rahma, and they have Fabrice or Patrick, who knows nothing about Gwabujiri or Nyirarumaga, and remember Hakuna Matata. See, we were disoriented, then colonized. Our identities and histories lost and forgotten. Patriots killed. Uprisings gunned to the ground, you can ask Wari. And after independence, we were still on the dish that you can ask Kwame. And the question still remains, how do we move on from here? Because when your education doesn't tell you what to question, then you question the education. And Hakuna Matata is a wonderful phrase, but I'm afraid I will have to live with worries for the rest of my days. Thank you. One more poem. May I? This poem is called My Little Candle. It's a poem about time and how time flies and we just let it fly, and I never really take time to appreciate what's going on. My little candle in our little circle. Let me blow you to sleep, cause I will need you tomorrow. My little candle in our little circle. Let me blow you to sleep, cause I will need you tomorrow. See, before we met, I was lonely, she was lonely. Packed 8 of them straight from the industry, me and my little candle met in a small shop in Butima. And I bought her 200 Ugandan shillings. Another little candle in my belongings. I headed back to the dock, got in my canoe, paddled back home, didn't have a thing to lose. See, I placed my little candle on the desk. She like, come, no worries. Looked like a soldier waiting for war to go and fight her battles. My little candle really did pose to me like a model. And it wasn't late when the night came. With all these troubles in my little heart I hid, I slid the match against the box by friction. I lit my little candle. It lit bright yellow with its thread silky black, and close by a vivid blue flame with its skin fierce and sharp. She looked tough, but she was young. For if she was human, she would have said she was the toughest woman, like we all do. So I sang to her again, my little candle in our little circle. Let me blow you to sleep, cause I will need you tomorrow. My little candle in our little circle. Let me blow you to sleep, cause I will need you tomorrow. And it wasn't late when the second night came. With all its troubles in my little heart I hid. I slid the match against the box by friction. I lit my little candle again. But this time, you see, this time she was half the height of what she's supposed to be. Time flies, right? And soon she will be a memory, history, a mystery, or just another little candle in my book of poetry, it seems. Because I watched the fire melt down her youth, like most of us. There's a lot she's been through. She was the light in the dark that kept burning until it was out. My little candle, you see, did really leave a light. And I blew her to sleep because I needed her the following day. But it wasn't late when the third night came. With all its troubles in my little heart I hid. I slid the match against the box by friction. I lit my little candle for the last time. Slowly fading, the bright light dimming, getting closer and closer to the ground, a process called aging. You see, my little candle, reality is what she was facing. So I sang to her for the last time. My little candle in our little circle. Let me blow you to sleep because I will need you tomorrow. My little candle in our little circle. I won't blow you to sleep because you won't be here tomorrow. Thank you. How you guys doing? You see, I like poetry, but poetry has a thing of depressing people. I can't even lie to you.
I'm happy to be here. Let me start with that. Secondly, as tired as might be, I'm glad I made it to celebrate the family. When it comes to poetry in Uganda, it's been a struggle for so many. And because it's been a struggle when we see things like this, we celebrate because there's these times now. And because there are these times now, it affirms that there's a future. And because there's a future, that means that our children will be in a better environment, to be able to self-express themselves, have an opportunity to stand for something, and also be knowledgeable as critical thinkers on what's going on in their country. So we are happy to be here in honor of every individual whose blood, sweat, and tears stood for poetry in Uganda to be celebrated. Nunu, I just want to give you a big up. You know, not everyone stands for 11 years to do what they're doing. Personally, I'm celebrating 21 years of serving hip-hop culture in Uganda. They say I rap in my language, right? But if I talk like this, you wouldn't think I rap in my language. Isn't that so? All right, so that's the reality of the example we wanted to put out for our children, to embrace where they're from, to love their culture, to stand in their identity, and stand with something that's greater. So I'm actually not here to perform for you, because I don't do that anymore. I'm not a performer. I like energy, I like listening, I like sharing. Because as you grow and you mature, you start to get away from the ego of the music, and you start to embrace something that's allowing you to experience a mood, a setting, a journey. And that being said, I'm honoring the 11th year of Kwivuga by arriving on the stage from Entebbe Airport to be like, yeah, I'm happy I made it! Go ahead.
Abatsisire abanyagere abahambira ubuhango bwa batategurito bakihandikaho nk'abatkorera ibyo musore basiba batongwize gushomeseza abana kusherekerere badenderire basisire nabindi batunyagereho rero abo bakabara ba Papa Nicholas, King James, Queen Victoria, Queen Elizabeth, Churchill, Rugard n'abandi benshi bakwataniso kwita ubuhango bw'abazire baitu Baito Churera, Bareto Tamabanya, Zempa, Jeshereze, Zendereze, Mihiran, Sore, Chaben, Shoni, Chaba, Heres of Shobos, Bunjas of Havekoraberon, Betimbaga, radio, television, Namur. Abashobere, Nabenda Barquema, Kabato, Retumre, Bokuchin, Jereza, Bakaya, Kamazina, Gavienza, Mobile, Hajkagachin, Jereza, Kovaga, Cheromus, Zabazere, Tubari, Kuzere, Baratin, the Zere, Naveno, Chizere, Numba, Tekaba, Shobere, Tarum Buzare. Leisha kubagambira abantu mwe kubatongwize busebuko kubaresere sente obworo endwara nenjara batubaga ibisiyatere indwara z'amahanga zajanjara bw'enjo mbazi batkorere kutujema kuturwaza busiya baita bafuhirira baita buhora bayomya amatejenjere nyonze ndugamahanga amatungure ncerera amamuno bukanja n'ibindi bijuma byone birahanga yatkorere kutereza ikiriso cya bushoro Kumorna chenda na mshango heska speria jirete yo kubanze ya Frisian kwite ziteze byenza rwa bashenda shenda barisa ngwiye mwene kamwa munywa mujemura mwihamune tasya tubarahabwire barisa kubirisi zezo ntekwara kuzapika kujorre moyo nkani ngundu neshuya jije shuye nchamutoshiya shoberwa nembazi ya kubasa kutambira Reva abombo beja bakwata ni seba Rothschild Rockefeller Bill Gates Anthony Fauci bikoresera baje para covid uftaye raja magaragaba ntaba bakorembe bezabo kwitezita zebiyenza abongo byone bihango nibyera jo bataberkwera watafuhirire nembonetse garo mucebo muduka konka mutarubati na nyabura makumurinye gaita huyimo twabure byenza rwatwaye sobano kunda na turyahan kenje bezeit terena ngabana bajare bitome bitongore byabo brecagera tubasingure tasesresha gama abakunde byenza rwana munyongere mkono yanyu barapunda mutandikira hane kumbega mbere rizoba Kainergaba tati namsis mwine karhanga mwishkuru warwa katembe kamwishkuru zawar tanga noar tortonoa kagurgush noar kar noa kayango mayita numurorba kaiti chum nabazana bampor taskega na kubanza kazana kubanjara murorba mwebare mnonga this is my chef go nubacheta Rwana Rohangwa Gwawe. I wrote it after a long time in the acting industry, I think around since 2014. And then there came a time when one producer approached me and I read through his script and told him, your script is just entertainment and it's just spreading things that are negative. So he took it in bad faith, chased me from his production. That's how I went back home and started, giving it a keen eye, looking at what things that, they promote a lot. And actually, in school, I loved my hair, but most of the time I was beaten for just, having an inch of hair. But my fellows, the whites and other tribes were not being harassed for having their hair in school. We were also being beaten for speaking what they call vernacular. And all of that actually, it down presses someone who wants to do something in their own lineage or do the way or live like their ancestors. So this is the chef God that you need maybe to listen to those who don't understand Nyankore. I've given you a highlight. So I'm an actor, I'm a writer, I'm a martial artist. I have an injury, that's why I couldn't be able to walk here like in style. So with my friend here, Simen Kuba, we wrote a play called Mbibo Nunji, which we took to communities for free. Just because we were putting on cow hides and goat skins, people would approach and actually want to run away. But then the irony is, these are the people who eat these animals who are just fearing a skin. Then we had to clean up, then perform, drum around, people come, it was just for free. But then it was, giving us energy because it was teaching these people, and to have the action of the people, you have to first awaken them. So I thank you so much for being a listening audience. Thank you so much. Pay attention to Kwivuga, the next artists are also coming.
Amen. And when I'm done with all is said and through, I find peace in my heart and everything I do.
Wow. Okay, thanks for that. Dosaku machanga wakacha. Yekacha ifenya kocha. Mabosukari nyanseka rosa. Dosaku mama rosa kumana wasoka. Wachala unago mchalo wensonga. Oli muntu n'okusinga bana bawala batava mu mabaala. Dosa kuma basajja bonna nze nzekka atava ku mpagala. Kyagalanga bwe ndi kubanga ffenna tuvudde wala. Bakutaataaganya, bamugaayanjala, bamera bwe basimu engosonga n'okukyala bajja banjalangalo. Dosa kumama abaana bange ab'enkya. Naalongo wange dosa kozesa alongo. Tusaale n'abalongo babiri wasoma katonda kato. Dosa kubanga nze kitangaala kyo. Gwe Olivia Nabukenya Nakandi Namulondo n'ambassa n'alinnya. Nulu ennaku erisinga mu kino ekyasa. Dosako nanze nkoza ku Valentine ya buli mwaka. Mulungi ne mubi, obugaga ne mubwavu. Era tuliko omutuufu omukama gwaffe gukwate ebbalaafu. Dosako nze gwomukyalo gwenjagala agenda avu leero enkya n'emyaka egijja kitawona ennyo kubalage tino omusajja gw'olese mu lujja. Omukyala omu bw'atatala na mujja. Ekyo omutima gwange gusula eyo gy'osula bwesitabulaba amaaso gange gafudde ekisula. Dosaako nze tontume. I can't hear you guys. Kwivuga. When I ask you Kwivuga, I ask Kwivuga. Okay? Kwivuga. Hey. Kwivuga. Dosako mama abaana bange ab'enkya. Dosako omusonga owuddeko bisanye bwiso bado nga nze nkukwekulako. Mumbeja nigire tokenga fukamidde kakeeka. Dosako nze. Kwivuga. Tontume. More energy, guys. Tontume. Kampala. Gwe! Buli ku makya abatono abakulu batera kupatikana eno omusana egwaka. Buli omukasiko ge mwafuna yega olujja ebidduka ddala. Oba okula mu takisi naye olwonjeetama mu kibuga Kampala. Mukyuse kibuga Kampala. Bwe nazaalibwa mmange mujjudde empisa kwawusana n'emirala afande abatakisi ababodaboda abakiosi bajjudde buli wamu. Ekibuga kyaffe Kampala City abafala ebigambo by'abavubuka bakosa mu kibuga Kampala. Keep Kampala key, no parking, tofuka, no stop like up upande. Kibuga Kampala. Mukibuga Kampala, Mukibuga Kampala kwe, Mukibuga Kampala, Mukibuga Kampala, Mukibuga Kampala, Mukibuga Kampala, Mukibuga Kampala kwe, mwana muwala kwe, mwana mulenzi kwe, Mukibuga Kampala, Mukibuga Kampala, Kwivuga.
Thank you, my big sister, wherever you are, you and more. I'm the rap boys and enjoy more performances coming in. Enjoy.
Another round of applause for rap poets from Kampala. We'll be hearing more from more rap poets later on in the evening. Like I said, as a sister organization, Kwivuga, really we're here today. It's the odyssey, it's the journey of the last decade plus. And I remember when we started spoken word in 2011, Kwivuga started around the same time, I think just a couple of months after, and we would exchange poets, you know. We would send our poets to Kwivuga, all the way from Rwanda. Kwivuga would send their poets to Kigali. Some of your top tier poets spent a lot of time in Kigali honing their skills, and they're with us tonight, so it's really exciting to be on stage. Just connecting these dots, it's fantastic, it's beautiful, but most importantly, it's amazing to see what Kwivuga has done. Everyone on this stage in their own right is really successful, you know, as a 9-to-5er. But that passion to perform, to read, to recite, it has never left their side. And some have gone on to grow on this stage and really be amazing. So I think it's just testimony to what the role Kwivuga has played in people's lives in the last 11 years. And I really won't say much. It's kind of emotional being here with the founder of Kwivuga, because we didn't just have the same dream in both our different countries, but we studied together, but we grew up together. We are family. She's like my sister, literally. So proud of her. I know all of you are. Let's give a big round of applause to Nunu, aka Nunu the Creator, aka Linda, aka Linda Kotare. Yeah, let's keep that love coming until she gets on stage. Can someone please meet her on stage, gentlemen? I mean, no, okay. Yeah, I meant someone else other than you. Let's give us some love, people. Nunu, aka Nunu the Creative, founder of Kwivuga, Uganda.
Hi guys. Here's the advantage, yeah? That's why it's easy on me. I can't see all of you, so that's very good. Because I would literally be bawling right now. Because I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. So I'm glad I can't see you all, but I can feel you. Wow. First of all, I have a very strong warning for my makeup artist not to cry, Mbu Auru in her makeup. Then I have a strong warning from my kids. Enzi and Itana, please come up. I want the world to see why I do this for my children. This is the reason why I don't give up. This is the reason doors get snapped in my face. People say all kinds of stuff. But I told them, I was like, the reason I'll keep doing this and believing in my dream is because of them. So I love you guys. So guys, I have a simple question. Who ever thought poetry would be at Serena? Victoria. I keep telling people, music comes from lyricists. Lyricists are poets. Art, a poet is an artist. It's just that they paint with their words. Journalists, writers, all the books that you read, I'm sorry to say, it comes from us, okay? So, the reason I believe strongly in poetry is because, for me personally, it was therapy. I've been through so much in my life, but the reason I started doing poetry is because I lost both of my parents to HIV, AIDS, and it was the hardest thing for me. My dad in 1992. No, keep the lights down because I can't see anybody. Okay. And I started writing poetry from the age of 8. And my first poem was, my dad was called Tito, it was Tito the tree. And I told him it was branches and leaves, and he brought life to our family because we all know life is the Garden of Eden. So for me, my dad was that. Then my mom was called Rosette, so she was the rose. And then she always had red lipstick and red nail varnish. So I wrote Tito the tree and Rosette the rose. I was 8 years old. My dad pinned them up on the wall, and then he was like, no, do you know what this is? I was like, no. He's like, this is poetry, and I think you're a poet. So from henceforth, I started writing poetry. For me, it was therapy because I just wrote. My poetry is really dark because it comes from pain, and so I didn't know there was a world of poetry, honestly. So in 2012, I started with a small group of friends. And then I met, the reason, oh my gosh, I have so much to say. The reason this is happening is I'm celebrating the people who invited me to the poetry world. So every poet you see here brought me in as a corporate girl, apparently as an elitist. I was called that by, not them, by other people. And they invited me into the poetry world. So poetry was existing in Kampala before I came up with Kwivuga. So Kwivuga basically was to curate a space for poets who I felt share the same passion with me. So all the poets you see here, hence the Odyssey, started the journey with me. So I really want to thank all the poets here. Thank you, Roshan Kamari. Thank you, Kakai Roni. Thank you, Mangoda. Thank you, Jason Taro. Thank you, Baba Ruku, who came all the way from Canada and believed in poetry in Uganda. Thank you so much. This event wouldn't have happened without people who believed in me, which starts with the poets. I've thanked them. I want to thank I&M Bank, former Orient Bank. Thank you so much. Who are you guys? Thank you so much. God bless you so much. You made this happen. You didn't even know me. But thank you. But because of Malembe, guys, give me the loudest. Please, just your name. Masembe. I don't know what I would do without you guys. I came to these guys and said, I want to make this dream happen, and they believed in me. I thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. And also I want to thank Afsa, who works with them. Thank you, Afsa. You believed in me as well. Thank you so much. I want to thank Inspired Hope Deco. You're seated on nice tables because of her. She just sponsored me. She believed in me and just came and did this. Thank you so much, Hope. I want to thank iCandy, who I called. No, she called me last night and I told her, can't you just do some nice arc? I was kidding. I walked in and there was an arc with leaves up there. So thank you, iCandy. Thank you so much. I want to thank NRG Radio. Thank you. I have so many names to say under that category. Alikam, thank you. Christine, Lady Ruchogoza. You guys, thank you so much for believing in me. I want to thank Zo Media. Lisa, you've been with me through this journey. Thank you so much. I love you. I want to thank, so when you see all these awesome graphics, it's my friend called Donald Agaba, known as Donnie Brasco. Me and him have been friends since we're in P2, Nakasero Primary School. Donnie, I love you from the bottom of my heart. I've stressed you this artwork. I brothers on the Donnie, we're G. Thank you, Donnie. His company is called Identity Core. Please, guys, reach out to him. He does the best everything. Anything to do with graphics and design, please reach out to Donald Agaba. I want to thank Solutions East Africa. You saw that, what's it called? The 360, that one? And outside, that's my friend Brenda. Brenda and I have been friends since we're in S5, and she believed in me. Thank you, Solutions East Africa and the whole team. Thank you so much. I want to thank my sister Diana PC, the MC. Diana and I have known, our parents knew each other before. My dad was a best man at my father's wedding, and we became close since we were like 16. And then she started spoken word Rwanda, I started Kwivuga, and then we're like, yo, this is deep. And she flew in all the way from Rwanda just for me. Thank you. Thank you, Diana. And I promise we're going to take poetry all over the world. And everybody else, all the artists, but most importantly, thank you guys for spending your money. Thank you. Thank you for believing in this. We wouldn't fill up this room if it wasn't for you. Thank you for believing in the arts. Thank you for believing in poetry. Thank you for believing in Kwivuga. Thank you for believing in me. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. If I haven't thanked you, just know, find me outside, we're going to something. I love you. I want to thank my personal team. I have a team as Kwivuga. I want to thank everybody who's been there for me. You know yourselves. Thank you for being with me, standing with me, dressing me, making sure all this stuff happens. I love you from the bottom of my heart. Let's have a good time now.
Almost all protocol observed. Hello, mommy, I love you. My family's in the house. No. I don't know if Master Gabs is here, is he? Okay. I have something very special planned, and I just declared it's going to play. Otherwise, we won't have any to. But for now, since I'm in the house with poetic gods like Mark and Peter and rap poet and Diana, and let me see what I can do. It's good? Alright, cool. Now yeah. I have a geothermal flow that makes me feel like I'm the one, like Neo, with a future brighter than the radiance and the skin on Miss Cleo. Yeah, I ordered that one. Tombanja. Man, I face each stirring dawn, awaking, staging, world domination through all these word combinations set to set me apart from all my own brothers quicker than church denominations. On the verge of greatness that causes more unnerving concentration than waiting out birth complications. When I'm on my job, how I work the conversation can get me extra pay plus a bonus off the worth of my occupation. I'm not your average expression. I'm the seed that bypassed all contraception to land grand on this matter-based dimension, a rehabilitated reflection of immaculate conception. Words. When it comes to terms, I've grasped that only the man in the mirror can stop my delivery coming to terms. As I slowly come to terms with that, I thank God for this perfect opportunity to reverse it back. 11 years prior, social media was still a bit more civil with the friendly fire. I'm walking down the street and I breeze by a flyer that causes me to retreat. Rewind so I can read, and it says, Kwivuga poetry sessions at I knew some people would say that one, but not quite. I didn't get to do the gaps. But at this point, I was fresh off the plane like, hey, actually wait, I was so fresh off the plane it was pre-Tuesday. So I'm an unassuming guy, I'm not capturing any eyes when I slowly make my way up some Bandari rise. At the time I have a Caesar cut, checkered shirt, baggy jeans, remember that still, there's these piano designs on the side as I enter Jazzville. I slowly make my way to the entrance. I'm calm, but I'm nervous, but I'm excited and I'm firing on all engines. I think I'm gonna take these unknown people by storm, which is interesting because I wasn't booked for it. I hadn't even signed up to perform. So I'm standing there, and this bald-headed, distinguished gent, all black, looking like a heist crime, comes up and makes me feel at ease, because he's kind of got an accent like mine. He says, hi, how can I help you? My name's Ngaba, but folks call me Gabs. And behind him, and I kid you not, a very surprisingly memorable black number. So it's just so interesting that she's in one today. Approaching, I can't tell if she's walking or floating, the ever ethereal, all material comparisons immaterial. Hi, how are you, darling? How can I help you, sweetheart? A voice that encapsulated an entire heart, a voice warmer than 1,000 suns. The purest of souls that could only be, someone help me, love you to death. Long story short, no ticket and entry fee, still gracefully let in free. That was my first performance back home, and it started my UG legacy. So this is so full circle, so thank you very much. All right, I think I've done enough of that. Let me do what I do kind of. DJ.